Hello, everybody. Super good morning. Kevin Chan here, 7:30 in the morning as usual, and we are back today at looking at QiMen formation. Yay! And today we'll be looking at one of the formation which is called the ghost fig formation, or I said puppy dog playing dead. Right, we'll be studying this particular formation, which is part of the I think called standard syllabus, right? These are the standard structure that QiMen people would use, right? So good morning first. I can see Pak Pui around, Wan Bun is around, Peter Sia's around, Kelvin, Manuel, Eclipse, Aimee, Mu Lin Yan, Stuart, how are you doing? Eve, how are you doing? Hopefully everybody is doing well, right? So we are on the 9th day of the month of March. Right, so again, time's moving pretty fast this particular years, right? So all right, so today we are gonna go in and take a look at the QiMen formation, which is part of the you wanna say conventional syllabus of QiMen, right? So after you have finished studying all the individual component in QiMen, you have studied the door, you have studied the star, you have studied the stem, you have studied the deities. So now it's time to put them together to make a certain formation. We call this particular thing is a formation itself, right? So this is like when you are doing cooking, right? So this is very similar to cooking, right? So cooking, you study different separate ingredient, then in the end you're gonna dump certain amount of ingredient together to make a dish. So in military is, you know, you have some experience over different soldier, right? So different soldier mean that, you know, the pikeman, swordsman, the archer, or whatever that you want to call them, right? So then you put them together in a formation, you know, whether it's a diamond formation, square formation, pagua formation, right? So there's a lot of different formation. So you put different composition of soldier together so that they work together to achieve a certain result, and that is basically called formation, right? So today we're going to study this in terms of QiMen, right? So let me just shrink myself down to the smaller version, right? So yeah, right, so these are what we call the standard formation that you've seen, right? So if you are studying QiMen, one of the syllabus will be talking a little bit about this, right? So these are all the like the three precious, you know, the bird falling in cave, dragon return, jade maiden. These are really very standard, you know, like everybody also should knows about this, right? So then you got the 3 deceit, which we have done. So right now we are at the 5 egg, right? So the 100 stem formation is a separate series, you know, that we have done a few, right? So because this one is going to take a little bit of time, so we're going to finish off with the standard formation first, right? So the 100 stem is also called a formation, right? So but a lot of time we call them structure more than formation, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at the 5 fig, right? So the 5 fig, so again, these are just naming convention. The word fig has nothing to do with the word fig, right? So the actual meaning of the word fake in Chinese jia is actually assuming, right? So this is like somebody assuming a position, right? So the position is not this fella, right? So which means that it is temporarily like a relief teacher, right? So assuming the position of a teacher, right? So this is like a replacement person, right? So it's actually assuming, it's not actually fake, but you can I don't know why this safely is because of lack of appropriate English wording. Fake is actually acceptable. Right, so what are the 5 fakes? So we have done the heaven fake, right? So we have done the heaven fake before. This is assuming a reputation that is not yours, right? So this is basically heaven fake. So if you are any situation whereby you need to assume a reputation that is not, then, you know, you use that one. So then you got the deity fake, or deity fake, god fake, whatever that you want to call it, right? So it's basically a situation, you know, whereby you are borrowing somebody's stuff and then, you know, showing it to other people, but actually doesn't really belong to you, right? So is that. Then we got earth fake, right? So it's to show people that you don't have something that you actually have. Right, so today we're gonna take a look at the ghost fake, right? So now be careful of naming convention in Chinese, right? It is called ghost fake, but it has nothing to do with ghosts. I know this sort of wording, when you use it, it becomes very sensitive to some people, right? So to some people, it's like, oh no, ghost, ghost doesn't exist, right? So especially those very science-based people, right? So you have to understand first, Chinese use wording in a very different manner, right? So they, a lot of time they use this as a beautiful representation, right? So now again, in QiMen, there's no such thing as a ghost deity or a ghost star or a ghost door or a ghost stem. Doesn't have it, right? So that's why I say that, a lot of time when you read this, right, you just take it as it is, right? So the fella want to call it a ghost fake, then just name it, right? So it's just naming convention, right? So a lot of time I also tell people, why is table named table? Because the guy who named table got the first right of naming. Right. So there are some people who like to change the name, right? So I also doesn't oppose to people changing the name, but you just need to be careful. Once you change the name into something else, the rest of the people don't know what the hell you're talking about. You might have a bit of a problem, but if that is not your issue, then it doesn't matter. Like Apple, they like to change every single terminology into their terminology. It's fine. Right? So as long as you are okay with having 2 or 3 different translation of things inside your mind, is okay, right? So the dangerous part is that you are going to ask for clarification from somebody who doesn't know your vocabulary. Then you got in a bit of a problem, right? So this ghost face is the official naming convention, the traditional naming convention. So if you talk to other practitioner and you talk about ghost fake, then they exactly know what is you're actually talking about. Cool, that part of it is fine. Come, let's go in and take a look at the composition of the ghost fake, right? So the composition of the ghost fake, by the way, the formula or this part of the classical text, it is from the fishing poem, Yin Po Diu Shou Kuk, right? So you can go and find it inside there. But again, this one is very, very common nowadays in the internet. You can just go and find it, right? So a lot of time I've described to people the problem with using classical text is that it is very limited. Because why? Again, during the olden day, right? So when a certain party attacks certain party, the people who know this need to save their own life and they need to run away. They can't be carrying every single piece of explanation book out there, right? So I'm sure there is a proper explanation on how they formulated this particular formula, right? So but it probably is lost somewhere, in outer space, right? So what they have is the summary book, and this is what is left, right? So if you take a look at it, so it is written there as Tin Pun. Tin Pun is the heaven plate. So heaven plate. So with heaven plate mean that the Ting, Ji, and also Kui need to be at the top side, right? So you know that the stem has heaven plate and also earth plate. Stem got 2 one, right? So this one directly tells you is the heaven plate. It cannot be at the earth plate. Right? So these are very specific in terms of formularization, right? Tong Yan Pun is the plate that is occupied by the door, right? So it's Yan Pun. So it's Simon. So it's telling you that it's death door. Right, so you need to have either Ting, Ji, or Kui with the death door, right? So and with the word of the death door, then you can somehow extrapolate, right? So the word ghost is probably is because of the death door. It's because of the existence of the death door that they have decided to use the word ghost, right? So to represent this particular thing. Right, so then 有地盤, right? So 九宮中有九地, right? So which means that there is a 9 earth inside. So this one is tell you, right? So then this one is 叫做鬼架, right? So that's it. That's all. This is just basically formula only. I'm just telling you that you have the Ting, Ji, and also Kui. Together you mix it in with the earth deity, and together you have the death door. This is formation is basically called a ghost fake, right? So now if you just separate all of them and take a look at the effect, right? So separate all of them to take a look at the effect. What does it do, right? So like for example, death door, right? So death door, again, it has nothing to do with the actual demise of a person. It has nothing to do with the actual death of a person. The death door just means it is an end of a process. That's it. Whatever process that you're looking about, it is basically the end of a process, right? So right now, because this is assuming the position of death mean that you are aka called pretending that you're giving up lah. Right, so again, if you see the what we call the stem, right, so the thing, the Qi and Kui has a lot to do with emotional component, right? It has a lot to do with emotional component, right? So whereby the thing is desire, the Qi is also desire, the Kui is also has to do with psychological desire. This has a lot to do with playing around, right? So these are basically players that are very good in emotional or psychological manipulation, right? So they do it in very different level. Like for example, the thing has a lot to do with informational control, right? So the thing is very good, right? So you guys know what the thing is basically the intelligence agency of the good guy is basically called the thing, right? So whereas the Qi Earth is more towards internal desire, right? So internal desire or the more selfish component of a person, right? Self-preservation, selfish component of a person, whereas the Kui water is a lot about the psychological manipulation, right? So psychological manipulation of a person, right? So all these three together is basically you are trying to display, show, project somebody that you are already in a state of inactivity. Everything is ending. It's like showing people you're given up, right? So showing people that you have given up, right? So then Earth has to do with current resources. Current resources is basically what Earth is, right? So this one basically is, again, it's like showing people that oh no, you got no ability to fight already. I've run out of ammunition. I've run out of this, run out of that. Oh no, I can't fight anymore. It's those type of situation, right? So what is it good for? It's good for buying time. It is to show people that I am no longer somebody that is may create danger for you. Understand that particular, right? But in actual sense, that's not the case, right? So anything to do with the this 5-pick series is to project a certain circumstance that is actually not in match of the real circumstance. So this one is used basically to project the entire idea that you probably run out of resources, at the brink of giving up, can't do anything anymore, right? So that your opponent won't come after you, right? So you guys have heard of the story, right? So it's really just story only, right? There is this two what we call hunter, right? So then there is this bear coming, and then one of the hunter decide to play dead, right? So and then the bear basically just leave the fella alone and chase after the other hunter that is running. Playing dead is one way of survival to lower the threat level, right? Lower the threat level until a certain line that the aggression party lose interest in you, so they stop sensing that you are a threat, right? So like you have changed yourself into for lack of wording, like a ghost, right? Understand? That's basically what is the entire structure is trying to do, right? So then of course under what circumstance are you going to be using this particular structure? So now let's take a look, right? So now contemporary what we call interpretation mean that again we just put this into a more modern sense, right? So in the olden day they use this for whatever purpose I may not know, right? Unless you can give me some classical text that has a lengthy explanation of what the hell it is. So as far as I have researched and read, most of the classical text doesn't really tells you anything, right? So this is really literally pretending to be dead, or aka call you're not interested, right? So you're not interested, in English, there is a word called ghosting people, right? Yeah, ghosting people. So it's like after you have said something to the other party, then suddenly you cut off all communication and become not interested in that. I think that's called ghosting, right? So you always say that somebody is ghosting me. I think it's very close sort of circumstance, right? So it's leveraging a lot on inactiveness, dead door ma, right? So dead door is basically inactiveness ma. So why do you need to pretend to be inactive? Generally speaking, so again, generally speaking, you want to pretend to be inactive is because you want to buy time. Buy time means that there are certain thing that is happening, but timing not correct. You know, maybe you got what we call additional soldier coming, but at this current moment the soldier is too far away, right? So if you continue to fight the other party might actually win in killing you. So before that happen, you pretend that you're dead, right? So then the other party doesn't find that, oh no, it's nothing. Then, you know, they go about doing assessing or addressing other higher priority trade. You lower your prioritization in terms of other people, right? So like let's say, for example, you know, you are currently in a what we call a public dispute, or you know, you got yourself into a bit of a public scandal, right? So you know, you want the entire situation to cool down, which is what is required while everybody is in the state of emotional upcharge. The more you participate into the situation, you know, doesn't matter, trying to explain yourself or whatever it is, you actually just make the situation worse. So the best thing for you to do is actually to fade into the background and let people, so you guys know, right? No matter whatever the news is, after a certain amount of time, Chinese say, you know, 3 days, 生西行3日旺, new toilet 3 day very on, right? So after a certain amount of time already, people lose interest, which is like that, right? So like if we take a look, you know, like now, you know, cannot escape from using war as an example, right? So you know, before that, you know, Ukraine was very hot, man. Everybody talking about Ukraine. So right now, you know, Iran started already, and anybody care about Ukraine right now? No one cares about Ukraine, right? So it's lower down the thing, right? So now so you can use a lot of this to basically you know, conceal yourself in an area whereby you lower the threat level, that the other party is not gonna come in and give you a problem. Right, so you can see that, you know, some of the, so these are some of the suggested usage, right? So of this, right? So like for example, the earth and also the death door, earth and death door combination. If you see this sort of combination, is a lot of time it has to do with things that is, you know, very antique, a long time buried. So earth, death door is buried stuff, they are buried, right? So you got earth, long time buried stuff, so maybe antique stuff, you're dealing with that, right? So hunting, waiting for the prey to come into your sight, right? So you go into this particular, you know, ghost mode, you want to call it, so that the other party don't see you. Again, it is to lower the threat level, right? So under table negotiation, you know, you can basically use this particular formation as well. So there's a lot of way for you to use this, as long as you understand that this one is to generally lower the threat level, lower the prioritizing level of yourself to the level that people may not pay attention to your existence. If you need to this, you know, do this is what you know, right? So during a heated situation, right? So you want to exit yourself from the heated situation. This is good. Like for example, you know, having a, you know, big argument, whatever it is at that point in time, right? So you want to siam, you want to, you know, escape. That particular day happen to have this particular formation, right? So, or if you know that, you know, you're gonna go into a heated confrontation, so you want to pre-plan your own personal safety exit for yourself first, right? So it cannot be you don't show up, right? That one cannot. So I have to go and show up, but at the same time I'm planning myself for an exit. So how do you do that? So let's take a look. All right, so like this is where, you know, you need to go and use the QiMen, right? So like if you plot it, like this one is the current timing. Right, so this is the current timing right? So no current timing. Oh, apparently this month I got a lot of great formation to use. Must be a very good month for me. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who want your three victory, these are basically called the three victory days, right? So this software typing Astro has already plot all the three victory date for yourself. So when you first create an account, they will ask you to go and print your 八字 chart. So all this is basically printed based on your 八字 chart. It's pretty simple. All right, so now let's go in. All right, so execution. So let's see that you want to find a day. So let's say QiMen structure. Right, so then we go to the fake ghost fake. Right, so there we got ghost fake here. Then let's say that this month, let's see that there's any ghost fake. Yeah, got. So March the 10th is tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Don't think you can use. March the 10th, 7 to 9, iffy, not working hour. Right, so okay. Right, so you got 10th of March, we got 11 until 1 o'clock. Right, so good time to have a meeting. So again, we are talking about a situation whereby I need to go and attend a meeting, and I know that this particular meeting shit gonna hit the fan. Everybody is gonna get into trouble, so I pre-plan my exit. Right, I pre-plan my ability to then, right? So which means that I need to right now first go into the meeting room, right, the place that is having a meeting. So I need to go and get the bearing of the meeting first, right? So meeting room, what is the bearing of the meeting? Then I know that okay, at this particular moment the ghost fake is in the west direction. So I make sure that I am standing at the west direction, whichever that the table is, right? The room, so I'm gonna choose the west sector to be sitting down. So while I'm in the west sector, then my threat level become the lowest, right? As if in a situation mean that as if I am a not a very useful party inside. So people generally ignore my existence. Again, this is what I want, right? So this is basically what I want. Right? So like for example, if let's say that maybe I want to use real deception. So we have already tried doing this real deception before, right? So then you can go and stand at the east, right? So if you're going to use real deception, mean that you are going to get involved, right? So you're going to say that this one I have to get involved. I cannot escape. I don't want to run, or your what we call your nobility is a bit on the higher side, don't know how to die is called, right? So then you can go and stand at the east of the room. You can use that, or you find that you have a way to turn the situation around, right? So you want to turn the situation. Some people is like that one, right? So then you can go and use dragon return, which is in the northeast. Dragon return is very good for turning the situation around. Right, so sometimes you say that got problem doesn't mean that you need to go and solve it, one man. Why not turn the situation around? Turn the situation around does not mean you are solving the problem. I just tell you first, right? Turn the situation around means that probably you are just shifting the blame away to somebody else's. That is also a dragon return, right? So right? So depend on the circumstance. So sometimes is again, you need to take a look at the overall situation. But of course, dragon return will allow you to take ownership of the situation. So if you feel like I want to take ownership of the situation, probably you can go and use the dragon return formation. Right? So if not, again, today if you just want to fade to the background, right? So this is a lot of time I tell people is that the company doesn't belong to your father. You better put in a lot of consideration when you try to throw yourself into the foray of the problem. A lot of time it has nothing to do with you. Right, so if you are lucky, if you're lucky, probably you only get a little bit of a problematic things. If you are not lucky, right, so let's say that the situation is really very dire, very bad, you're not lucky, you might be the one who gets sent into jail. Then what happened? No good, right? Right, so you might be the fall guy, become the fall guy of the situation. Right, so then you get into a bit of a trouble. Right, so again, maybe you wanna, customize this a little bit. Right, so customize a little bit, then you don't use this sort of structure. Right, so now what you do is that let's say that heaven, I specifically want a think fire, right? Heaven, I specifically want to think fire. So I already know that the deity need to be, hey, where are you, deity? Earth. Then I know the door need to be death door. So I know already now this is the formation that I want to create, right? So I want to be specific, right? So because why I need thing is because I want to control the narrative of the story, right? I want to control the story narrative, so I use thing, right? So thing has a lot to do with documentation. If I know that this is a contract negotiation or anything that has to do with legal, where things are being documented, where things are being legally minuted, maybe, right? So this is the one that I want to use, right? So that probably, you know, I can control what is being shown or what is being seen, right? So I change this one maybe to April again. 2 months, then, you know, go and find. Right, so then, oh, okay, right? So it seems like, you know, you see, now there are some formation when you know that it is really, really very good. Like, for example, 14th of March, right? 14th of March, you know, you can basically do this. Wow, 14th of March, pretty nice. You guys might want to mark this down. 14th of March, 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock is a 2-hour time frame. It's 11 until 1 o'clock. Right, seems like there are two separate places, which is very interesting. So you got the southeast, right? You got the southeast, you got Jade Maiden, super good at influencing people, right? So then you become very convincing and telling people that this has nothing to do with me, or this particular situation I am not going to get myself involved in, as in you do not need to worry that, you know, I will become a threat to you. Right, so you are trying to get a very nice exit, right? So you got the ghost fake there. So you're trying to do a very, very nice exiting, right? So, or, you know, there is the southwest. Southwest is really nice, right? So you got Dragon Return, you got Flying Bird. You also got Heaven Dune there, right? So you guys trying to use, right? So, and its open door is really very good for opportunity negotiation. Or aka, you know, the one that you guys really love to use to do one is go and find what we call new job. Right, this one can open up a lot of new job opportunity for those of you who may wanna use this particular formation itself. Cool, right? Not very difficult, right? So you guys want to use this and you can use this particular formation. All right, so this is for today. Pretty easy and very light class today about using the formation itself, right? So now you got ghost fake, you know, the pretending to be dead formation. Lower down threats so that other people do not prioritize in attacking you, right? So while you gather resource also can, while you waiting for people to come and rescue you also can, you know, while you are scheming for certain thing. Timing is not correct yet, so I need to buy some time, you know, right now, you know, better not become the, you know, top priority being hunted down, right? So I just lower down everything. You use ghost fake. All right, that's it, guys. See you all. Bye.